I'm Pastor Henry Hildebrandt. As many of you know, we had quite the weekend here in Aylmer, Ontario, as we saw this Freedom March took place. We look here at our Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and I want to clarify something here this morning, or point out something to you. We are not anti-maskers, we're not anti-vaxxers, we are pro-God-given freedom. That is extremely important, and I'm so glad that we're controlling the narrative. People are starting to wake up to it. Even the mainstream media realizes what this is really about. So here we see it says thousands joined in Aylmer Freedom March, and surely it was so. Thousands came. I was very, very impressed to see. And I reminded the people, I told them, now you know what I've been saying for the past months. It's not just one or two of us, not just me, not just our church. There is many, many people that are waking up, realizing something is going on. We cannot have these public health measures drive us to where they're driving us. It is just not the way it should be. And special thanks to Kimberly Newdorf, the organizer of the Freedom March. She did an amazing job, and we thank her very, very much. So there was, people came from all over the place. People came from Toronto, people came from Kitchener, people came from Windsor. Of course, hundreds of locals took place in it. I was actually very, very proud of Aylmer. Really, we have 100% support in the town of Aylmer because we are all for freedom. We all want that. Unfortunately, not everybody has woken up to it yet to see the severity of how the freedom is being eroded, how it is eroding, and where it is going. But we're gaining ground fast. It's cracking, not just here locally, province-wide, nationwide. We see that more and more people are waking up to what is actually happening. And we see here that this is actually not, really, it's not about the virus. Folks, it's not about the virus. All along, from the spring on, we're now in 8 months into it, it is about control. It is about control where this is going. We see that people are sick and tired of it. And what really, really bothers me, what I want to point out this morning here, is that it is dividing. This is evil. This whole thing is evil because it divides. It divides between the people and the government. It divides between parents and children. It divides between grandparents and grandchildren. It divides between teacher and students. This thing is not right. It divides, and that's why we know that it is evil. So it's definitely easier to be deceived than to admit that you've been deceived. And really, I don't take it wrong when people stand beside a tree and beside the street and they say all kinds of things and use bad language and whatnot. They don't realize that they are deceived. They don't realize that they're deceived because it is easier. It is easier to be deceived than to admit that you've been deceived. And then finally, I want to point out something to you, and that's the statistics. So here we see the mortality rate for Ontario, and we see it's from the past 10 years. It's from February to July, and you notice something here. And this is what I want to point out to you. This is not my own statistics. This is the general statistics that's provided to us. So you see that the mortality rate, for example, go to 2017, you see where it is, 2018, 2019, and then you see 2020. The mortality rate for the province of Ontario is actually down from February to July. So we see that what they have been telling us is not the truth. Now watch, as we go into the winter and the flu season is coming, they will do their very, very best to drive this up and say, look how many people are dying, look how many people are dying. By the way, don't forget, these days, they're not talking about deaths, they're saying cases. And don't forget, the very test that they're using isn't approved for what they're doing. The 50% of it could be off, up to 90% of it could be off, as the manufacturer of the pest is saying. So look at these things, folks. Look at them, look at the mortality rate. There is no backing for the narrative that they are trying to spread. It's just not there, and we will spread the message. We will tell them, we will spread the message of hope and tell the people, don't despair, don't despair. We're standing up for the God-given freedoms. God has given them to us. They are not in their hands to take them away from us. We will do it peaceful, but we will do it bold. The tool of the tyrants is fear, and the tool of the Christian is boldness. Thank God for that. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your support. God bless you.